Rahim. Assalamu alaikum to all of you. This is Abdul Ghaffar Abbasi here. Today we will solve the paper 1 MCQs year May-June 2019. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. These are the learning objectives of the today's topic. As I have told you that we will try to solve the past paper questions, and we will solve the questions of the paper 1 MCQs, and the year is May-June 2019. So now we are moving towards the paper. Yes, this is the question paper 1 May-June 2019. So question number 1 is that the diagrams show 4 different methods of collecting gases. Through this apparatus we can also collect the gases, but heavier gases, and through this we can also collect the gases. Through this apparatus we can also collect the gases which are insoluble in water and which are lighter. We can collect through this one. So these are different apparatus, and we can collect the different gases. Now which method is suitable for collecting the gas, and the properties are also mentioned here. Now look at this one. Number 1 is that less denser than air means lighter gas. This is for the heavier gas, so option number 1 will be incorrect. Now the option number 2 is that denser than air means heavier gases and which is soluble in water. We can collect this one, so just leave this statement. Now we are moving towards the other options. For example, the third one is C. This one, less denser than air but soluble in water. We cannot collect the gases which are soluble in through this apparatus. We can collect which are insoluble in water, so this is also incorrect. Last one is that denser than air and insoluble in water. Denser means that must be heavier gases, so no, this is for the lighter gases, so option number D is incorrect. So the remaining option B will be the correct option. Now we are moving towards the second. After acidifying dilute nitric acid, a colorless solution X reacts with aqueous silver nitrate and it will produce white precipitate. Now look at here, nitric acid you are adding, and then barium silver nitrate you are adding here, right? Then you are at the end you are getting the white precipitate. So white precipitate, when you look at this one, when you react, white aqueous silver nitrate is also added, right? And you will get the white precipitate of the this is basically the test for the anions. So iodine, as you know, that it will have the yellow precipitate. Chloride, copper nitrate, that will not have the white precipitate, that will have the blue precipitate. So the third one is lead iodide. This will also produce the yellow precipitate. The D option is that sodium chloride. So this will produce the white precipitate of the silver will react with this one to produce silver chloride, and silver chloride is of the white precipitate. So the option number D is the correct one. Now we are moving towards the question number 3, which is related to the chromatography. So we will calculate the RF value. So now look at here, RF value is equal to the distance traveled by the substance and distance traveled by the solvent. So here the distance traveled by the solvent is the 6, and then 1 2 3 for the different substances. So when you write 1 divided by 6, 2 divided by 6, and 3 divided by 6, so you will get the answers. These answers you will get citric malic acid, and last one is succinic acid. So the option number B will be correct when you solve this calculation. Now we are moving towards the fourth. Which gas will diffuse at the fastest rate at the same temperature and pressure? This is related to the diffusion. Argon, as look at here, it has the 40 atomic weight, atomic mass. Carbon 36 plus 8, that will be 44, that will be 42, sorry. Carbon dioxide, that will have 44, and fluorine has 19 will be 19 plus 19 will be 38. So the 38 is the smallest, you can say that, molecular mass or atomic mass. So option number D will be correct. Fluorine will move fastest. Now the question number 5. Two particles, potassium and argon, can be written as this one. Like this is potassium 19 plus 39, and then argon, that is 18 and 40. So what is the question? Which statement about these particles is correct one? Now look at here. Number 1 is that AR of argon has more neutrons than potassium ion. Say suppose how you can calculate the number of neutrons. Number of neutrons will be equal to A minus Z, atomic mass minus atomic number. So here is the 39 minus 19, and then here you will write 40 minus 18. So what will be the answer when you subtract 39 minus 19? Your answer is 20, and when you subtract the 40 minus 18, your answer will be 22. So the option number first is correct, that argon has more number of neutrons than the potassium, and the potassium has the more nucleons than argon. This is also incorrect. Look at here, the nucleon number of potassium is 39 and it has 40, and C part is that potassium ion has 20 electrons. No, it will have 18 electrons because it will lose one more electron. Initially it has the 19, so then it will become 18. This option is also incorrect. Last one is that potassium has a greater mass than argon. No, it has less. So this option number D is also incorrect. So now we are moving towards the another question, that is the question number 6. This is the question number 6. A mineral deposit is found to contain a small grains made entirely of the carbon element carbon. So which property is true for the grains of the carbon? So in this question, the property of the carbon, as you know that carbon is as a good fuel, used as a good fuel. So when you burn the carbon, it will produce CO2. So look at the C option is directly related to that property. If you go to the other property like they will conduct, no, carbon will not conduct. Carbon is not soft and it will not form the layers. So C is the correct option. Now in the question number 7, which diagram shows the outer electron arrangement of calcium fluoride? Calcium fluoride is ionic compound. It is for covalent compound. So option A and B will be incorrect. Now look at this one. C is the correct option because fluoride ion will get 1 electron from calcium, and this also gets the 1 electron from the calcium. Calcium has the 2 extra electrons, so it will have the positive 2, and then they will get the 1 electron and it will have the -1 charge. So C is the correct option. Now we are moving towards the 8th question, that is also very easy and very important, that how many shared pair of electrons are there in CO2. So look at this, the structure of CO2 molecule, like in this way, for example. So one electron, this will become one pair, this will become two, and similarly one pair of electron. So look at here, 4 pair of electrons are being shared, so the B option will be correct one. Now we are moving towards the question number 9. Question number 9 is related to the properties of the metal. Now metal, or you can say that metallic bonding, metal contains the lattice of the negative ions in the sea of electrons. There is a negative charge, but they are surrounded by the positive ion, right? So this looks like the incorrect statement. And second point is that electrical conductivity of metal is related to the mobility of the electrons in the structure. This is correct statement. So which is the correct? Option D is correct, because statement 2 is correct. Look at here, and statement 1 is incorrect. So this is the D is the correct option. Now question number 10, which is also very important, that is related to the ionic equation. How to write the ionic equation of the reaction between calcium carbonate and hydrochloric acid to produce the calcium chloride and water and CO2. Now look at here how you will write the ionic equation. This I have initially solved, but now again we are writing. Calcium CaCO3, calcium carbonate is in solid state. It is reacting with hydrochloric acid, HCl. Then it will produce the CaCl2, calcium chloride. It is in aqueous state, and then CO2 is a gas, and then H2O is a liquid. So this is the chemical reaction. We have to write the ionic equation of this one. So initially we have to break them into ions. Number 1 is calcium carbonate. It is in solid state. We will not break it into ions, as you know that we will break those compounds into ionic form which are in aqueous state. So calcium carbonate you will write in the same way, calcium carbonate CHCO3, and then hydrochloric acid HCl. You will decompose it into ions in aqueous state, but you have to balance this equation. You will put 2 here, so 2, then chloride, balancing it by 2, and then aqueous. Then calcium chloride is also in aqueous form, so you will write, break it into ionic form, calcium aqueous, and then plus chloride aqueous, right? Then these are 2, CO2 will remain same in this gaseous form, and plus H2O in liquid form. Now we have to cancel out the spectator ions which are same on both sides. Only one spectator ion is here, that is the chloride. This will be spectator ion. You will cancel it, and then now you have to write the equation without spectator ion. That will be ionic equation like CaCO3 in solid state plus 2H in aqueous state. Remaining will be this one, Ca in aqueous state, and then CO2 gaseous state, and then H2O. This is the ionic equation. Now move towards the paper and then find out the correct option. Now when you look at these options, so D is the correct option. Look at here, it is same equation which we have right now find. So this is the way how to write the ionic equation. Now the question number 11 is which mass of carbon contains the same number of the atoms of the 16 grams of the sulfur. These are the different masses of carbon, and then the question is being asked that from these masses, which one is the correct mass which will produce the same number of atoms of the sulfur but having 16 grams. So first of all we have to calculate the number of atoms of the sulfur in 16 grams. So we will write 16, and then it will be divided by its atomic weight, and that is the 32. 16 divided by 32 multiply by 6, then you can get the number of atoms. This is the formula to get the number of atoms. 16 divided by 32 multiply by 6, the answer will be 0.5 multiply by 3 multiply by 6, sorry, this one answer will be 3. So this is the answer. So now you have to put these masses and divide it by 12 and multiply by 6. So there will be only one answer which will be giving the answer, that is 3. So this is the B option. How? Now look at here, 6 divided by 12, 6 divided by 12. Now 6 divided by 12, answer will be 0.5, and 0.5 then you will multiply with Avogadro's number, that is 6 into 10 power 23. So answer will be 3 into 10 power 23, sorry. So this B will be the correct option. So in this way you can write the solve the calculations at the as initially in the paper 1 discussion I told you that you have to perform some rough work and then you have to answer, select the best answer. Now we are moving towards the question number 12. The 3 dm cube of the sulfur dioxide, this is the volume of the sulfur dioxide, reacting with 2 dm cube of oxygen, this is the equation, and then they will produce the sulfur trioxide. So in the question it is asking that calculate the volume of the sulfur trioxide formed. Initially, as in paper 2 preparation, I told you that there will be lots of questions related to mole calculation, but majority of the question that will be related to the mole ratio. There will be no any further calculation, just you have to identify the mole ratio. So similarly this question is same here, that now look at what is the mole ratio in this equation. This is 2, 1 and 2, means 2 moles of sulfur dioxide reacting with 1 mole of oxygen, then they will produce the 2 moles of sulfur trioxide. So look at here, the volume of sulfur dioxide is 3. So in this question he is asking that what will be the volume of sulfur trioxide produced. Definitely that will be the same. So the answer is 3. Answer is B. B means the number of mole ratio is same, like 2 and 2. So if the volume of sulfur trioxide is 3, then if the volume of sulfur dioxide is 3, the volume of sulfur trioxide will be 3, right? So this is the question number 12 related to mole ratio. I hope you understood the main concept of the paper 1, that which are the questions and how they are coming in the paper. Try to solve the other questions, and in our upcoming lecture we will try further questions related to different years. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.